This product's really evolved. I've seen a swimming wetsuit evolve immensely in the last 20 years. Initially, it was just a rubber wetsuit with no arms cut into it. Then we started putting arms in it. Then we started slimming out the arms and using thinner rubbers. Yeah, they're designed for saving time, and that's exactly what they do. I like to think there's a 10% at least advantage in wearing a swim wetsuit, and that's even just in a swimming pool. In the ocean, it could be as high as 15 or 20%. One of the benefits of wearing a good wetsuit is that extra bit of rubber around the hips. That's going to keep your legs up, so you're not going to slow down as much. But it is a good idea to synchronise your stroke, so you are doing a bit of extra kicking as you're lifting your head up to keep your body high in the water. Look, there's definitely assistance in wearing a wetsuit, and you can get by not kicking as much. But if you want to maintain that speed, use your legs. Your legs might sit a little bit differently in the water, but they're there, you might as well use them. Surfing wetsuits are great for surfing in, but they're not that great for swimming. They're designed probably for a bit of buoyancy and mainly to keep the surfer warm. Meanwhile, a swimming wetsuit is designed for maximum buoyancy, maximum flexibility, and to basically make the swimmer swim as fast as possible. They're a huge competitive advantage. Wetsuits like this are built for speed. However, if you're not wearing them right, you're not going to get the most out of them. It's essential that you have the right panels and seams matching your body. Everyone's body's different, so it's worth taking the time to make sure your wetsuits align correctly. A lot of wetsuits have little clues as to where they should sit on your body. This one has 2 flotation panels either side of the knee, which Sam has set up perfectly to allow him to run into the water at maximum speed. Further up the wetsuit, around the groin area, it's essential that this is worked up as high as possible. Not only is that going to give Sam maximum stretch in his legs to allow him to wade, but it's going to reduce the wetsuit pulling down on his shoulders, and that's going to hinder his stroke. It is essential that you have these wetsuits sitting as high up on the crotch as possible. A good exercise to do this is to actually squat with your knees. You may have noticed more wetsuits are coming out with catch panels such as this. However, it's essential that this catch panel is aligned correctly to get its maximum purpose. One way to do that is to mimic your stroke and ensure that the catch panel is positioned to catch the most amount of water. A lot of wetsuits have decals and seams in this region. They're a great little guide as to how high you should have them up on your shoulder. Generally, the higher, the better. Floating zip panel. Essentially, it's done up with the cord over the neck panel. Done up nice and tight to reduce water coming in, but still to be comfortable. Also, pull that neck panel down away from your neck to reduce rub. And another great technique to reducing rub or chafe is some non-petroleum based lubricant, such as paw cream or lanolin, just smeared heavily around the neck. They make you feel like a superhero and they make you swim like a superhero.